Arthur C. Clarke, the English science fiction writer, once wrote, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." Economic growth, security, knowledge, productivity, wealth, and most aspects of lives involve our ability to communicate. Information and communication technologies, ICTs, have become indispensable tools for the development of nations, communities, businesses, and individuals. At the core of this unprecedented explosion of innovation, especially mobile telephony and the growth of the Internet, lie telecommunications. Innovation in ICTs has been a major driving force behind the rapid transformation of the world during our lifetimes. We live in a knowledge age based on the bedrock of an information society with a constant evolution of ICTs, providing new channels for citizens, businesses, and governments to interact. In this knowledge age, one of the major challenges facing the global community is how to integrate over 1/3 of the world's population which remains deprived of basic ICT access. This is the main challenge of the digital divide. As ICT is pivotal in ensuring that an information society consolidates itself even further, its benefits are to be harnessed and maximized to their full potential. Communication technologies ensure that we all perform better, faster, and effectively, contributing in turn to increased country growth.
Information and communication technologies are fueling opportunities in many developing countries, especially in the Commonwealth. In areas such as education, governance, health, commerce, and agriculture, ICTs are making a dramatic difference in the prospects for growth in many of our member countries. But I think we all agree that ICTs are not an end in themselves, but they are truly a means to a more sustainable growth path for many member countries.
The CTO emerged some 100 years ago with the installation of the first transoceanic submarine telegraph cables in 1901 that linked Britain, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. Over the years, and especially following the independence of many countries in Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, and Pacific regions, the mission and priorities of the CTO has reflected those of its new membership, from facilitating interconnection between various operators to financial and accounting settlements, helping develop the capacity of its members through leading-edge, high-value, low-cost training programs. The CTO has built a strong network of members and partners across the globe. By 2015, it will be unacceptable for any community in the world not to be connected, in spite of the fact that today over 1/3 of the world's population remains without any connection to ICTs, and making a simple telephone call is currently out of reach. CTO's efforts spur a unique vision, promoting social and economic development in the Commonwealth and beyond by helping to bridge the digital divide. Today, the CTO's priorities include national e-strategy planning, rural communications, specialized training courses and workshops, knowledge-sharing conferences, alternate dispute resolution, as well as research, consultancy, and advisory services in various aspects of ICT for development. CTO works to ensure that marginalized groups, especially youth, women, and other civil society stakeholders, are fully a part of the information society, both within the Commonwealth and outside it. Based in London, the CTO is far-reaching in its impact around the globe. Through its international events, networking initiatives and partnerships between Commonwealth and non-Commonwealth governments, businesses and civil society organizations, the CTO supports the international community's efforts at bridging the digital divide.
Both the action plan, endorsed at the World Summit on the Information Society and essential elements of the Millennium Development Goals project, that by year 2015, all communities in the world will be connected to basic information communications technologies. These visions stimulate us even further to intensify the CTO's drive in promoting social and economic development in the Commonwealth and even beyond, as we maintain our leading role in the bridging of the digital divide.
The CTO services include national and regional ICT development programs, training and capacity building in policy, regulation, technology, business development and management, advisory and consultancy services, international and regional conferences and seminars, country and company-specific ICT events, research on ICT 4D, information and publication services. Over the last 20 years, the CTO has trained some 30,000 ICT experts in its member institutions in a wide variety of subjects and disciplines. The organization has delivered these vital services through its Program for Development and Training, the PDT. This expertise has helped to propel the growth of ICT development in member countries. With the CTO's facilitation, some 350 experts provide technical and operational assistance to some 1,600 ICT professionals each year. Since 1985, the CTO has delivered to its recipient members' entities more than 3,600 bilateral and multilateral ICT capacity building projects in over 30 countries in the Caribbean, Europe, Africa and Asia Pacific.
I have been associated with CTO's training for the past 14 years. The training provided vastly improved the skills, competences and knowledge of our engineers and managers.
CTO is an invaluable resource for our specialist workforce and a good opportunity to interact with peer-level companies globally.
We have vast training requirements, and CTO PDT is a pillar in terms of our human resources development. Timing and flexibility have been very good with the program when it focused just on telecoms, and it's good to see that it has rapidly adapted to provide support to the ICT companies we have become.
Amongst its key current priorities, the CTO recognizes the importance of national ICT and e-strategy planning, which remains the core around which various applications of e-governance, e-commerce, e-health, e-education and e-agriculture can evolve. Regular capacity building, especially in its developing member countries, for which its Program for Development and Training, the PDT, stands out for its record of accomplishments. Rural communication, for which it has developed the Telecom concept, a sustainable rural ICT development initiative aimed at long-term co-ownership and co-management of ICT infrastructure by agro-industrial communities in developing countries. SeaGateway, a new maritime security and monitoring solution the CTO is partner of. The Alternative Dispute Resolution Center, aimed at helping to resolve disputes between operators and other players within the ICT field. Programs in ICT and disaster management, for which the CTO has received funding from the Government of Malta Tsunami Relief Fund to implement a rural connectivity project in Sri Lanka. In 2002, in order to consolidate this pivotal role, the CTO's constitution was changed. This included a new membership category open to any organization operating within the ICT sector, such as regulatory authorities, ICT implementation agencies, and other organizations from the private sector. In addition, the CTO in recent years has forged a number of new partnerships, strategic alliances, and revitalized collaborations. The CTO is governed by a council made up of representatives of its member countries. 5 elected members of the council, including its chairman and along with the CEO, constitute the CTO Executive Committee.
Under the guidance of its council, the CTO has been charting a new course. One of my first priorities upon my election as chairman was to ensure the international visibility of my organization. It has become more responsive to the priorities of its member institutions, and its influence as an effective lobby in the halls of global ICT diplomacy is increasingly appreciated.
The CTO's management team includes very experienced men and women from various countries from a number of professional backgrounds. From research to consultancy and advisory services, and from bespoke training programs to commercial events, the CTO's management is today able to address most of the critical needs of its member entities. The management team in turn is linked to a vital network of thousands of ICT professionals in CTO member countries who can be mobilized to help deliver various programs.
For more than 100 years, the CTO has been promoting access to telecommunications in most parts of the Commonwealth, especially in developing countries. Today, the CTO is a diverse, multi-stakeholder institution, counting among its members governments, regulatory institutions, telephone operating companies, and other professionals in the ICT for development arena. The CTO wishes to become your partner for the development of projects and programs in the ICT for development arena for the benefit of our member countries.
For more information about the CTO, our programs, events and potential collaboration, please visit our website on www.cto.int.